Thank you, Jess. Yeah, let's get into it. You know, 10 years of the Hino Hub. Let's have a look at some track facts. So straight up, we're race 2 of 37 in our championship, 52 laps tonight of our 3.9k circuit, which is 200k race, 2 compulsory pit stops where you've got to put on a minimum of 2 tyres. It is a fuel race, I'll get to that, and your safety car probability at 44%. But it's all about this, we talked about it last night, is this turning percentage of this track. There's nowhere else we go where you're turning. You're constantly working the car, consuming up the tyres more than Sydney Motorsport Park. So for tonight, we've got 4 rattle guns, not 2. That means you're going to do 4 tyres. You don't have to, but you're going to. And I'll tell you why, because when you couple up your fuel, right, your fuel coupling is going to go in at about 4.5 litres a second, and we only need about 30 extra litres to finish the race. So the time to do your tyre stops will be covered by your fuel. With, 31 minutes to go until the start of the race, what really matters? I'll tell you what really matters. You want to win this? Strategy matters. And specifically, I want to talk about the undercut. And I want to talk about what happened last night, because it wasn't about car speed. In our game, we have so much of our pit lane has really good car speed, so you've got to find the other little bits and pieces to try and win. If we look halfway through the race last night, Aaron Cameron's leading, Golding second, here's Feeney back here. These boys had his pace, they had him covered, right? But watch what happens next when we get to the undercut. And the undercut, I remind you, is the art of going in earlier than your competitor, getting your fresh tyres on sooner and punching out the numbers before he pits. So last night, before the undercut, here's Cameron, here's Golding, and here's Feeney, 1.8 seconds behind Cameron. Now, if you're going to pull the undercut, you've got to do it by surprise. It's no good telegraphing your punch over on into pit lane so they can see it. Watch this, Feeney goes whack when they didn't expect it, in they go. They can't react to it, he's going in. They do a really nice pit stop, ship him out on new tyres. Cameron responds a lap later, but it's too late. Feeney gets ahead of him and wins the race. But we need to just break that down a bit further and understand where those gains were, because everything you see here happened in one lap. One lap. So let's have a look at the pit lane entry first of all. Let's blaze straight into that. You can see they peel off into the entry, and here we go. Watch what happens here. Let's play it forward now, Malcolm. Let's have a look. They go down to the pit lane line. We've got to hit 40 k's an hour. He's a little more aggressive. And how do I know he made up a bit of time there? Have a look at his data just quickly. Here's his speed trace. This blue one is Brock Feeney. He was about 7 k's an hour quicker going down. They both got down to 40, and look at this, a little bit later on breaks there. The colour, so he made a nice little gain there. And then we get to the pit stop itself, and you have a look. Both not bad pit stops, but again, we pick up about a second here to the favour of Red Bull. Just have a look. Bang, he's on the ground and gone. There's another second. And then finally is the in and out laps. Now these are Feeney when he leaves on cold tyres versus Cameron on his in lap. Now he's on old used tyres, so he's going on a second and a half slower than Feeney's at that point in time. That's where the big difference is. So the net result of all of that, when Cameron finally exits the pit lane, just 1 lap later, look at this. There's 3 seconds difference between where he was a lap earlier and now. And that had nothing to do with car speed. That had all to do with the 1%ers. And I tell you, if you reckon anyone in pit lane is working harder this year than Brock Feeney on stopping on the mark, getting into pit lane, cold tyre out laps and in laps, good luck trying to beat him.